Alright, so you've been playing this game and you don't know what to do. You went over the tutorial, but you just couldn't understand the tutorial. I understand, because honestly, the tutorial isn't really immersive. You basically just breeze through it and you still don't understand what you're doing. So basically in this video, I'm basically going to be giving you guys a guide on how to play the game, what to know while playing the game. This is just me giving you guys a bunch of tips and tricks from my entire experience on this game. And currently I'm an S rank. Yeah, we're just going to go ahead and go through what you need to know about the game basically. Alright, so the first thing when you spawn in, what you want to do is just go to one of these NPCs that are running around. Just pick one, right? Then you want to go to the spot where it's marked. Then when you get to that spot, you see like a portal opens. Then you basically just want to do it. Don't let them hit you, because they could basically just two-tap you, right? Just walk around them. They're pretty easy to beat, so. Alright, so when they die, you can see it says E or R. So what you want to do to arise the shadows is to press E, right? And on mobile, you can see like you can press either arise or you can press collect. If you press R or collect, you get these things called essences. I'm gonna get into what that is later. Now, I recommend doing these blue quests until you get to like, I would say level 50. Let's get into stat points real quick. So when you level up, you should get like 15 levels or so when you do your first quest. And what you want to do is just click on this icon right here, and then it'll open the stats menu. You got strength, vitality, mana, and agility. Just go into strength or mana. I would recommend going into mana, because that's what you need to actually arise your shadows, right? As you can see, if I press B, my shadows arise, right? You can see it took a lot of mana. I have a lot of mana, but you can see how much it took, right? On mobile, just press the summon button and you can summon them pretty easy, right? Now, why I would recommend going into stamina is basically because your shadows do more damage than you, right? Even though you go like 1,000 into strength, your shadows just do a lot of damage, right? Press R, it's because I don't need them. And you see they drop essences, right? Now, the higher rank you are, the more essences you get. As you can see, I got like 27 and 9, which I'm going to get into the rank up system later. But what you want to do is just do a bunch of these blue quests. Now, there are 3 types of quests. There's these blue ones, these yellow ones right here, as you can see, and then there's the red one, which is really rare to find, right? The yellow ones, it gives you way more XP. I think it gives you 3,000 XP, but because I have 2 times EXP, I got 6,000 from it. And obviously these are going to be harder. Just a quick little warning. Pretty easy, right? Now, some people may be wondering what these other 2 things are, right? So basically what they are is, this is a reroll and this is a stat reset. As you can see, I have like 15 stat resets. Now, when you hop into the game, you see this menu. You get like 3 spins, right? And you reroll. Class you should be wanting is Assassin. The reason I would recommend Assassin is because the moves are good and it does really good damage too. I have Tank because of a certain move it has, which basically lets me aggro enemies, which is this move right here. Basically lets you aggro enemies in the dungeon, which I'll get into that later. But basically, the higher the quest difficulty, the higher chance you have of getting these. I have like a 1.25 times luck game pass, so I obviously have more luck. Normally, I think it's like a 1% chance to actually get the reroll from the blue quests. Now, when you arise a shadow and you hover over that shadow, you can see what type of shadow it is. You can see this one is a mage type. Now, the best type of shadow is your assassin type shadows, right? If you go into the index, as you can see, assassin. The assassin types do a lot of damage compared to the other ones. As you can see, 3,000, 3,000, 3,000. Assassins do the most damage in the game. So you really want to go for assassin type shadows. Now, what are the assassin type shadows, right? These are the only assassin type shadows in the game as for right now. An elf, we have Min Sok, and then you have the boss of the elf dungeon, right? We're gonna get into that later. Doesn't really matter right now. Let's talk about dungeons. So dungeons spawn every 30 minutes in real time. So once it's like a 10:30, right, a dungeon spawns every 30 minutes basically in real time. So right now a dungeon just spawned. Yes, it's right over there, right? Dungeons have set locations depending on what dungeon it is. So this one is a goblin cave, and if you're really low level, I recommend just joining other people's dungeons, or if you want to go solo, you can. Going solo is way easier because the mob's health is like boosted a lot depending on how many people are in the dungeon. So I gather up all these enemies. I just one-shot them. You can see they drop essences. Now let's talk about the mining system. You have to have your weapon equipped. So if you see the pickaxe on your back when you get close to this, just press T or this sword icon right here. my mining speed is going to be way faster than yours because you're still a low level, which leads me to the next system, which is the achievement system. Now, this icon right here, click on it. There's 3 achievement types. First one is from doing this tutorial. If you talk to the tutorial NPC, you get 3 rerolls, I'm pretty sure. Can't tell the difference, right? I think this is stat resets. I'm not too sure, but you have your soul extractor and your veins of mana. The max is 15, XV is 15. If you know your Roman numerals, for your veins of mana, right, it's your mining. The more crystals you mine, the more it goes up. The more you complete this, the faster you get at mining. I had to mine 3,000 crystals, which is kind of crazy. It's way faster compared to yours, obviously. Now, after the soul extractor, how this goes up is from you either destroying or arising shadows, right? That's how that goes up. Now, how to actually clear this type of dungeon, right? What you want to do is just take out all the mobs first, come all the way back to the dungeon, and then mine all the crystals. It may not sound optimal. That really is the only way to do it at a low level. But let me go ahead and speedrun this dungeon real quick. I forgot to talk about something. So depending on what quest you get, even in the main world, these wolves spawn, right? Now these are actually mounts. There's a small chance to arise the wolf NPC. When you arise it, it appears in your inventory, right? You see right here, Steel Fanged Lichen. And to actually equip your mount, you want to press M. On this is just press the paw icon. The paw icon doesn't show up until you have a mount equipped, I'm pretty sure. So if you don't see it, it's because you don't have a mount equipped. If you arise a wolf, then you can't arise it anymore. First one. Oh, we actually got the Horizon 2 of them. Wow. So now we have 2 new mounts. But yeah, let's go ahead and just speedrun the dungeon until we get to the boss. Alright, so now we're at the boss. So this boss specifically is a warrior type boss. Now, bosses don't have like extra stats or anything. So a boss has like the same amount of stats as like the regular NPCs in the dungeon that are also warrior types. I think all warrior types have the same amount of stats. Don't like prioritize the boss because it has the exact same stats as the other shadows, right? When you get to the boss, right, you beat all the NPCs apart from the boss. You want to go back and actually mine the crystals because if you kill the boss in the dungeon, you get instantly teleported out the dungeon, right? So if you want to, you can go all the way back and just mine the crystals. It's going to be very slow because obviously your mining level is high. But if you don't care about clearing the dungeon, because if you clear a dungeon, you get chests, which I'll get into later. If you don't care about clearing the dungeon and you just want to get your soul extractor and veins of mana up, you can just mine while you clear each stage. Alright, so for the chests, right, you get 1 to 3 chests every dungeon clear. Obviously loot varies depending on what dungeon you clear. Now as for what you get from the chests, you can get the armor of the dungeon, and then there's the 50% chance for me to get either the clothing or this weapon right here. So basically what that is whatever class you are, which I'm tank, I get the weapon for that class, right? I have a 50% chance to get the weapon for that class or a 50% chance to get the clothing for that dungeon. So I'm gonna open these 4. And as you can see, I got the clothes, right, in all 4 chests. Now, usually you would get 1 to 3 chests, but I bought the +1 chest game pass, which basically gives me 1 extra chest. So basically now I get like 2 to 4 chests because I'm guaranteed 1 extra chest. Now I'm going to get into game passes later, but let's go ahead and talk about this building right here. So you walk inside this building, right, get in the elevator. And then you want to come over here to the guild store. As you can see, there's a shop for the guild store. You can buy a bunch of stuff. You can buy S rank gear even as an E rank hunter or lower, because I don't expect you guys to have as much money as me because this is like hours of grinding right here. Now we circle back to the essences, right? As you can see, I have 2,000 essences and I have 15 crystals. Obviously I didn't mine a lot of crystals, but if you mine like an entire dungeon worth of crystals, you can get like up to 100 plus. So what you want to do is come over to the guild store, and then there's a essence stones and mana crystal option. You want to click on the essence stone, and then you want to click the amount you have, and as you can see, I get 4,664. You get double the amount of essences you have in exchange for the money. As for mana crystals, you get the exact amount of mana crystals you have. I have 15 and I get 15, right? That's how the guild store NPC works. All right, let's cover the rest of the NPCs here. So this is the armor merge NPC. You can talk to him and merge whatever armor you want to merge, but you have to have 4 of that exact armor, the exact rank. So let's say if you have an A rank armor and then this one is B rank, you can't merge them because they have to be the exact same rank. So they're all S rank, as you can see. So basically what you want to do when fusing is look for the armor with the best stat. As you can see, the stat of the armor can vary. This one is a C rank, which is 476 health. This one is a B rank, but these two are S ranks, right? So you want to pick the one that's an S rank. As you can see, it says M.1, which means you've merged it once, right? And as you can see, the stat of the first one you picked is what transfers over here, 911. But currently, I have an M5 of this, which is an S rank, so it gives me more health. But honestly, I prefer this one, but I get way less health from it, right? So you may be wondering, what about the armor I don't need, right? So what you want to do is click on it, and you want to press sell. Now, when you're in the sell menu, you want to click on whatever you don't want, right? And then hit sell. And as you can see, my money increased. Now for the weapon merge NPC, it's basically the same thing. You want to click on the one with the best stat, whatever, and then you want to select the other ones. M6. So now I have way more damage, 1790, 1643. When you merge a weapon, the max merge level before your damage starts to cap is M10. Even from my shadow menu, right? I had to learn the hard way. For shadows, the max merging for shadows is M30. Which obviously, as you can see, I had to learn the hard way. 69,385. This is an M42, 69,385. They both have basically the same stat. Merging actually takes money, which is like 100 per merge. If you're poor, I don't recommend like merging way too much. Now let's finally talk about shadow merging, which is this NPC right here. So when you want to merge your shadows, right? Shadows have a bunch of different stats. You have damage, skill, and health, right? So essentially how you want to merge is look for the shadow with the best stat, right? So let's say you want to merge this elf NPC, right? You want to look for the elf NPC with the best stats overall, which in this case, the best stats is this one, which is actually just sad. As you can see, the stats from this one is what transfers to the M1 version of it, which is DSA. Dungeon just spawned. Now, every time a dungeon spawns, the guild store refreshes. And there's potions, by the way. You might want to get potions depending on what level you are, but as you can see, I'm stocked up on potions because why not? I have the money. Right next to the armor merger, right? You go in here and then you make a left. This is the rank test NPC, right? So what this is when you get to level 1000, which is max, bro, you want to just walk in that orb, and then the NPC says if you're ready to do a rank up test, right? And then you just do the rank up test. Now the rank up test is really easy. If you guys want to actually see me doing it, just go ahead and watch my last video of me getting to S rank. But I can't do the rank up test because currently S is the max rank. Okay, I'm gonna just give you guys the location for the subway dungeon that just spawned. And the subway dungeon just spawns right there. I don't really want to do that because I really just don't enjoy doing that dungeon. I'm gonna go ahead and tell you guys current dungeon spawns, because whenever a dungeon spawns, you can see what dungeon it is in the chat or in the announcements, right? So if it says Elf's dungeon spawns, you want to start from the middle of the map. Just come over here. And then the elf dungeon spawns right here. Just literally right here where I'm standing. That's where the elf dungeon spawns, right? Now for the demon castle dungeon, what you want to do is come over here. And the demon castle dungeon just spawns right here. Just like straight left from the spawn, right? Just right here. That's where the demon castle spawns. Now the next dungeon, which is like the best way to farm EXP if you're fast enough with it, is the Infernal Castle dungeon, which spawns right here, like right next to spawn. If a dungeon is right here when you spawn into the game, then it basically means that the Infernal Castle spawned, right? If you're fast enough, you can get like over 100 levels from just that. I've gone over 100 levels from doing just that, but I'm pretty sure it's because of my 2x EXP. If you don't have 2x EXP, then let's say 50 levels, right? You can get 50 levels just from that dungeon alone if you're fast enough. Now this leads me to my next segue, which is game passes. So if you click on this icon right here, you can see you have the auto arise, extra shadow, 2x EXP, VIP, extra chest, instant arise, instant collect, 2x luck. Wow, there's a lot of game passes. First of all, you have to arise the shadow for it to be in your index. Now when it's in your index, bruh, so when you click on your index, you want to scroll and find the shadow you just arised, right? Now when you click on that shadow, you see an auto arise, and when you click again, there's an auto collect. If you click it again, and there's nothing there. Then you have to do it manually. The next game pass is the extra shadow game pass, which basically just gives you 1 extra shadow. The max shadows you can equip is 10, but with the max shadow game pass it's 11, obviously. Now for the 2 times EXP, obviously gives you 2 times EXP, but I have 2.05 EXP. Now the 0.5 is from the VIP game pass, which I also bought. Increases your EXP gain by 5%. That's what gives me the extra 0.5. For extra chest, I went over this earlier. It just guarantees you an extra chest in the dungeon. For instant arise, if you press E once, then it takes up all chances to try and arise a shadow. If you have instant collect, then it uses up all the chances of destroying. But if you have the auto arise game pass, you don't need the instant arise or instant collect game pass, because the auto arise game pass basically does that for you, but even better. Don't buy these 2 game passes if you already have the auto arise game pass. Then you have the large storage and small storage game pass. Increases your inventory space by 25 slots, and this one increases your inventory space by 50 slots. So in total, it increases your storage like by 75 slots, if I'm not mistaken. I think the base inventory space is like 50. I'm not too sure on that. It increases both your shadow inventory and your regular inventory, and that was basically for the game passes, right? Now let's go over some codes real quick for those who are wondering. So the codes that are currently working right now, if I'm not mistaken, is 50k likes with all caps. The second code is 55k likes, all caps by the way. And the next code is 60k likes. Some quick little tips: if you want to get the double jump that you see other people get, you have to have 50 in agility. To get the spider mount, you have to complete this spider dungeon. So when a spider dungeon spawns, for those wondering where exactly it spawns, just go ahead and follow me. And the spider dungeon spawns right here, I'm pretty sure. Dungeons do have set locations. As for the Igris dungeon, which is I'm pretty sure the last dungeon you guys need to know about, just go ahead and follow me. And the Igris dungeon spawns right here. So for those who are wondering, that was basically all the dungeon locations. But yeah, that was basically it for the video. The game pass I would recommend getting is the 2 times EXP game pass. It's like the most beneficial early game and late game. But yeah, if you guys enjoyed the video, make sure to like and subscribe. But peace out. Alright, so the update just dropped. They haven't dropped the change logs yet, but we're just gonna go ahead and go in blindly, I guess. Alright, I think I need to leave and rejoin or something. Alright, so the first thing I can notice immediately is that the level cap seems to have been increased. Look for NPCs around the town with symbols above their heads. So basically this is just like essentially what I was showing you guys, right? But I'm not gonna scrap that part. Oh, they added some new stuff, and then it actually shows you what it is now. Stat resets, class hero, and then you have Elf's dungeon key. Interesting. Go ahead and claim that. Bro, this is a way better guide than I made, but I'm still gonna post mine because I don't care. Oh, shadows take way less mana now. I just realized that. We get these winter essences, whatever this is. I love how they made the UI just look way better now. As you can see, shows the rarity too. Damn, I do 9,000 damage? Wow. Looter's chest, tier 3. Let's go ahead and open that. Oh, so level 1050 is the max now. I wonder if I can go ahead and rank up. But let me go ahead and finish the tutorial real quick. Yeah, stats got buffed really. And we get like different essence types now. There's different types of essences now. This is the regular essence, worth a few coins. Oh, so there's like better essence types now. Wow, been waiting for this. Thank God they added this. Oh, so I have to arise. Yeah, they made a lot of changes and the game is actually pretty good now. Alright, claim that too. Now we have to complete 3 quests. Look for NPCs around town with symbols above their heads. Wow, that looks incredibly good. So shadows have like levels now to them, and their levels is what actually makes them stronger basically. It's like even the shadows that I ranked up a lot, as you can see, their damage is nerfed now. It's bosses that have like high amounts of health now. I guess no need to actually merge regular shadows because bosses are like the best thing now. Oh, so you can do lesser quests for lower EXP. No wonder they felt harder. They definitely upped the rates for yellow quests now because they spawn way frequently. I do like the fact that they added keys now that you can use to summon dungeons. That's really interesting. Alright, that should be done now. Obtain gold. Items cannot be sold for gold. Oh, so they made it so you can't sell your items now. Bro, a lot of stuff from my guide is actually invalidated now. Alright, we go to the guild store. Have things to sell. Oh, and we get 896 from that. And then this one gives us 10, right, per. And this one gives us 15 per. I do like how the selling system is now. There's also a select option, which I'm just now seeing. Go ahead and claim this. Go to the guild hall and buy your first weapon from the merchant. Open the portal and access the dungeon. I'm not gonna do that now. What I want to actually see is if I can rank up now. You're stronger. Oh, so X is the max rank still. I'm gonna go over what they added, just a quick little speed run. So they added new dungeon keys, which you guys already saw earlier. The quests, new quest variants, right? And then new UI improvements, which as you can see, the UI looks cleaner now. New movement, apparently. The dashing has animations now. Pretty cool. Apart from that, I don't really see what exactly got reworked. And there's experience boost potions you can get. As you can see, that guy just opened the dungeon. We're gonna get into that later. Items and shadows now have rarities. As you can see, I have a lot of mythics. This is a mythic, everything is mythic, right? Equipment and shadows now have levels. Dungeons now require levels to unlock. Now, so here's the thing. You can actually still do dungeons at low levels. You can just adjust the level, basically. I'm pretty sure that's how it works. Oh, Inferno Castle just spawned. Alright, so as you can see, you have to press E now to actually interact with the dungeons. You can set it to hard, easy, and normal, right? So you get better loot depending on what difficulty you pick. I don't think I'm gonna do this because I don't really need it. I'm just gonna go ahead and do a bunch of key quests. If you click it, actually your character follows your mouse now, which is interesting. As you can see. Alright, so they dropped a new code. I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys the code. Alright, so the code is dungeon key, which gives you 3 Igris dungeon keys, as you can see. Alright, it's forcing us to use the goblin key. Bruh. Put it on. I can't put it on hard? Bruh. So I have to do a level 1 to 50 dungeon. Alright, so I guess we're just gonna go ahead and breeze through these guys. Alright, now we're at the boss. I guess we prioritize the bosses now since they just do more damage than regular shadows now. Alright, let's see if I can one-shot him. Yeah, I one-shot him now. Okay. So you're level 50. This is basically worthless. But let's go ahead and claim this. Now we 100%ed the tutorial, right? Alright, yeah, you get like way lower tier items now from lower tier chests. Okay, so I'm guessing they added this because of the trading system that they're probably gonna add. I really wasn't expecting them to add like level requirements and stuff. I don't know if it is a level requirement or if it's just like the level of the armor. I don't know if you have to actually be that level. If you guys know, go ahead and tell me in the comments. And mounts are still bugged, bro. Thought this should have been fixed by now. Alright. Now we can actually set this to hard. And as you can see, we get tier 3 items from this. Let's go ahead and hop right into the dungeon. Obviously, it's going to be like every other dungeon, just harder. Now we get snow essences now. So I'm guessing depending on what you kill, you get their variant of essences, right? You know, I honestly thought this would be harder, but it really is still easy. Alright, it seems like they debuffed essence gain, because I get like 1 to 2, as you can see. Alright, seems like there's a bug with the shadow merge feature, but as you can see, shadows still do more damage than even like the highest tier weapons. Now I would recommend actually going to strength first, because you get way less mana drain from actually summoning your shadows now.
Alright, that was actually it for the video. If you guys enjoyed, then make sure to like and subscribe. I'm not going to be remaking my guide video because it just took way too long for me to just delete the video and just start all over again. So yeah, peace out.